So this video is not just another casual talk. It is a mind-blowing session. It's a transformative session. It's going to be explosive. I am going to open your mind. So if you know anybody who is looking to get into tech, just send them this video. Do them a favor by sharing this video. Note that in this video, I will not be talking about any tech skill, tech field. No, I wouldn't be doing any of that. I'm going to find out wherever you are in life. I'm going to categorize you. I'm going to pick out where you are in life. And I'm going to guide you on how to choose your own path, how to navigate properly into tech. Now, let's start by asking the big question. Why do people go into tech? There are a lot of reasons why people go into tech, but I am going to categorize you amongst 3 reasons, which I believe are the most important reasons. Now, the number 1 reason is no secret, which is making money. Tech is lucrative. We've all seen the headlines. Young developers launching startups or people that are landing 6-figure jobs right out of school. It is appealing. It is. And let's be honest, pursuing tech for financial reasons is a very solid motivation. In fact, starting with money as your reason can actually guide you towards passion down the line. Yes. Now, there is the second reason. Passion. Some people genuinely love tech. And this passion then gives them a leg up. But here's where it gets interesting. Even if you're for tech for the money or for passion, both paths can lead you to success. What's critical to understand though is that the passionate person often has an easier time dealing with the challenges that come with tech. That's just the truth. There's an interesting concept in psychology called the flow theory. This is me trying to shred passion. It explains why passionate people tend to thrive. The idea is that when you're doing something that you love, that you are passionate about, you enter a state of flow where you actually lose track of time and focus. You forget that you have spent a number of hours doing something. And this state allows you to push through difficult challenges with less stress and more motivation. But then on the flip side, someone chasing money might initially struggle more with frustration because, they haven't tapped into that flow. But the key takeaway here is this. Even if you start for financial reasons, you can still develop passion as you go. Yes, you can develop passion by focusing and then finding aspects of tech that really, really engage you. And now, this brings us to the third reason, which is the herd mentality. Many people get into tech simply because it feels like it's a thing to do, right? The fear of missing out. Everyone is talking about it. Right now there's a tech marketing, right? There's a tech marketing. Tech is loud. Every corner you go is about tech this, tech that. So you don't want to feel like you're missing out on something. And that is what is happening currently in the tech market space. Why this will get you in the door, you actually need to develop a deeper sense of why you are in this field if you want to succeed. You really need to develop a deeper sense. You need to understand if truly you're getting into tech because of a herd mentality. Because you might not know you're getting into tech because of a herd mentality. Okay, let me give you a very relatable experience. Let's say there are a group of 10 persons that hang out every year. And out of these 10 persons, we have 8 persons who are always talking about tech, and the 2 other people or 2 other individuals are not tech related. They don't have career prospects in tech at all. They're doing some other things. Or maybe we could say one is a photographer, some other person is doing some other thing. But the 8 persons are doing well in tech, and every year they meet up and they talk about their experiences. It's not like a vacation, but at some point that discussion is being had. So this vacation is done, twice in a row. And for each time these people meet, it's always new experiences, especially for those who are in tech. Amongst the 8 persons that are in tech, new stories, growth in their career, even, those who have gone ahead to have startups and funding as well. Now, these 2 persons will get influenced and would want to get into tech. And that is the story of a lot of people today. The problem with the herd mentality is that it often lacks personal conviction. That is the problem. You're not doing it because you've thought it deeply, you've thought it through, and you feel like I have a deep interest with this, or you see a long goal, a long-term goal with it. No, it's because you are influenced. Social media is influencing you. Every day you go on social media, people are talking about tech. And because of that, you're wanting to do it. So it seems like the right thing to do because others are doing it. So if you look at these three reasons, you fit in somewhere. You might think she probably didn't talk about a reason I probably wanted to do. That's fine, but I know that you're motivated by any of these three reasons. You see, when you're only in tech because others are doing it, you're most likely to burn out. Things will get tough at some point. So you will definitely burn out, you get tired, and you will drop it. So you need to make a decision. You need to make a standpoint on something where you start off good and you keep it going. Or imagine when you start off on something, you get to a point where you can't keep up and then you just have to take a seat back. That is disappointing. And yes, it is truly not your fault because probably you were not guided. It is not your fault because you were not guided. Or you felt like that was the best thing to do at the time. You want to make the best decision with time. Now, to get out of the herd mentality, you need to take a step back and ask yourself questions. Why do I want to get into tech? Is it because I see a future here, or is it because everyone else is talking about it? Be brutally honest with yourself. If the answer is that you are unsure or only in it because it feels like the trending thing to do, then that's a signal to rethink. Again, you need to assess your interests and your strengths. You need to look inward. What are the things you're naturally drawn to? Do you like solving problems? Do you like challenges? And do you like, maybe working with data, or maybe you're more interested in design or creativity? You need to find a niche in tech because tech is vast and there are a lot of areas to explore. But your own goal should be to find a niche that aligns with your interests and your skills. Basically, interests at this point, not just what's popular. Leave what is popular. Leave what is popular. Also, experiment before committing. That's another thing. We do not want to waste time. So don't feel like you need to go all in. No, you don't. And just because everyone is doing something, you need to try and experiment with it. Get different aspects of it. Get a feel of it. And make sure it resonates with you. You can, probably take an online course, maybe attend a workshop, whatever it is, or even try out a small project. But this is a way of making sure you are getting into this stuff, you're getting into tech because you can be committed to it. Look at the line I'm using. You're getting into tech because you can be committed to it. It's not everything you can be committed to. And then you need to block out the noise. Sometimes peer pressure or societal expectations can actually cloud our judgment. So you really need to block out that noise. You really need to stop looking at people, looking at others. Focus on your own goals. What makes sense to you? If you're doing something purely for people's approval, it won't bring you long-term satisfaction. So you really, really need to talk to yourself and block that out. And then I think finally you need to ask yourself, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Do you see yourself doing this in the next 5 years? Can you picture yourself thriving in this tech field, in this tech role? And if the answer is unclear or unconvincing, then that is a sign that you might be following the herd rather than charting your own path. Now we've broken down the reasons people go into tech. Now let's move on to the categories of people moving into tech. We're going to break it down further because not everyone is going to start from the same point. There are three main categories of people trying to get into tech. Three main categories of people trying to get into tech. We have the high school or secondary school graduates, we have the undergraduates, and then we have the graduates. For the purpose of this video, I am going to start with the undergraduates. But for the Graduates, I would separate them into two groups. Now we have those studying computer related courses and those who aren't. So if you're already studying a computer related course, you're on a great path. Yes. Your degree is a solid foundation and employers will recognize it. But here's the thing. Your BSc alone is not enough to really climb the corporate ladder or to land you those top tier jobs. You would need practical skills. And these practical skills go beyond what is taught in your class. So what you need to do is, you need to use your school breaks to acquire these skills. And before we got here, remember we had reasons, right? And after picking your reason, and you are at this point as an undergraduate, you also need to start thinking about the paths you want to go. Where I'm emphasizing the fact that your degree is important, if you're trying to go into a corporate system, at some point you probably need to do your master, maybe you want to go into research, you'll find out that your degree is important. Most people who did not start with a computer science degree, in as much as they have those skills and they are in a corporate system, and at some point they would need to be promoted, they might recommend them for, master's programs. Yes. And what do? They start going to get diploma and going back to do a master's. Are you getting my point? We are just talking about those people who have intentions of getting into a corporate system. Most of you want to get the skills and have your own startups. But I'm trying to be more practical. I'm trying to give you a realistic view. So do not joke with your BSc. Do your best to come out with a good result. Don't play with it. But most importantly, take advantage of your internships. Try to get the practical skills. You already have the theoretical knowledge. By now, I believe you already know where or which niche you would like to pursue. So you have an advantage over others. For undergraduates who are non-computer science students, you're probably studying something in the university that is not related to tech at all, right? Come here, come closer. Just come closer because this is important. Now listen, whether you're studying law, medicine, business, or any other field, don't worry. Do not worry. You can transition into tech. And if you're already thinking about it, beautiful. But one thing I want you to know is that your existing knowledge can give you an edge. Yes. The key right now is to look at how tech applies to your current field. So let's take law, for instance. You could go into cybersecurity roles like GRC, right? Data protection, the rest. These fields, they actually require both legal knowledge and tech skills. And the combination of both makes you highly valuable. So the thing is, you're not abandoning your current career, right? You are only enhancing it with tech. That is the key. So you need to look at which course you are studying right now and think of the best way. You're probably studying psychology, right? Maybe let's say you're studying psychology. You can go into designs. You'll be more creative. Whatever field you're studying, you need to do your research. You need to think about how tech fits into it. You need to think about how tech can enhance it. That is your edge. That is a way to kill time. That is a way to get started. That is a way to push forward. There are a lot of people that have gone ahead to do so much research from their fields utilizing tech. So you need to be very strategic so that you don't waste time. Being an undergraduate that's not currently studying any tech affiliated course and you want to transition into tech, I'd like you to use your summer breaks or your breaks to take tech classes, acquire tech skills. And this is after you've done your research on finding a tech skill that will blend in with your current course. But there are some people that don't even want to do anything they're studying in university right now. They don't care about it. So you can go ahead and choose a field of your choice after clarifying the reasons you are going into it. You see what I'm taking you back to where we started from after clarifying the reasons. So you can go ahead and pick a skill that you want to go into after doing your research. Most of the time, you do not need people to come and start telling you, do this, do that. You need to do your research. You need to ask questions. You need to look up to people. You need to do the groundwork before getting started. The purpose of this video, aside from telling you how to navigate into tech, is to help you navigate into tech, saving time. Well, if you're just stumbling on this channel for the very first time, don't fail to hit the subscribe button, and please, engagement. You can like, comment, let me know what you think about this video, because this segment is a very important segment.